All right, everyone to your places.
We're ready in here, sir.
How are we in the studio?
Stand by, sir. Get the lights.
Yes, sir. Striking.
Quiet on the set, please. We're on in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
And that's our cue. Don't be afraid. It's just us, your friendly folks at the Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
Buenas noches, everyone. I'm Daniel Pineda.
My name's Adele Quo.
And here we go with another show, our first...
second.
Oh,
Second.
we're deep into
I'm
November
behind
now.
your time.
Or
Our
after-
second show in November
After
2017.
election.
Holy cow.
We know
Our-
you've been flying around
our
the country
first
here, but...
post-
What day is it, Craig?
Our first post-election show. Yes, I made a little trip out to Chadwick and back and survived all of that. But here we are again to bring you another edition of the Arlington Weekly News, our news and community bulletin board. Adele is here with
It's Easy Being Green.
I remember that part, CBB, as I mentioned. Denise and her reviews, she's talking about An Act of God tonight, the play, the theatrical play, our news for seniors, and then a roll-in from our styrofoam mom, Miriam Gennari, and another episode of her Sustainable Scoop, and that's our show. But before we begin, senior moment here.
Pineda.
So a social media reminder from Senor Pineda. There we go.
Take two, right?
Senor Pineda, take it away.
Well, absolutely, Mr. Nolan. You
Wow.
can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1. Also, facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News, and also the radio, right, Craig?
Also the radio, WERA 96.7 LPFM. Check us out. We're on there as well. Let's hope you're listening right now. Well, here we go with the first of our news items. Camera 2, wonderful. We can give you some election results now. The election results from Tuesday, November 7th have arrived, and the winners are Ralph Northam won the governorship, a new governor of Virginia, Ralph Northam. Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax. Attorney General Mark Herring won Attorney General. For the House of Delegates in the 45th District, Mark Levine. House of Delegates in the 46th District, Camille Herring. And House of Delegates for District 47, Patrick Hope. House of Delegates for the 48th District, R.C. Sullivan. This information should be on your screen there. And in the 49th District here in Virginia, House of Delegates Alfonso Lopez. And for the County Board, Eric Gutschall won the County Board seat. School Board, Monique O'Grady is the newest member of the Arlington County School Board. Congratulations to all of those winners in this most recent Virginia and national election. Daniel.
Well, absolutely, Craig. Now on to our next story for tonight. In an election-related event, the Virginia Department of Emergency Management issued a warning that some voters received telephone calls falsely telling them that their polling place had changed. The organization issued a tweet providing a link at which all voters could confirm their correct voting location. This is not the first time the misleading information was circulated in Virginia. In October of 2008, a false press release was circulated stating that due to anticipated high voter turnout, Republican and independent voters were to vote on Tuesday, November the 4th, the actual election day, while Democratic Party supporters would vote on Wednesday, November the 5th. The tactic did not appear to change the outcome of the 2008 presidential election. The effect on local elections was not determined.
And also in our news items, information on a power outage now in the Ballston area. About 2,060 Dominion Power customers were without power as of 3:45 p.m. on Tuesday, November 7. The areas affected included parts of Ballston, Virginia Square, and Ashton Heights. Traffic signals were dark in the intersection at Wilson Boulevard and North Quincy Street, which caused some problems and traffic delays. The county police tweeted the standard direction that intersections with non-working traffic signals were to be treated as four-way stops for all vehicles. The cause of the outage was not determined, and as of this taping, is still under investigation by Dominion Power. And is that it? Oh, no, we've got one more.
One more story,
One
Craig.
more. There you go. Sorry, your turn.
Well, Craig, on Monday, November the 6th, 15 dogs arrived at the Animal Welfare League of Arlington. The animals had been displaced by Hurricane Harvey's impact on Houston, Texas, and are now in need of new homes. The transportation was provided by the National Animal Rescue nonprofit organization Best Friends Society. Other dogs are being taken to Atlanta and New York. If you're interested in adopting one of the dogs, you can visit the website at AWLA and at 2650 South Arlington Mill Drive.
All right, that's a good deal. If you're looking for a pet, Arlington Animal Welfare League of Arlington might have one just for you down there.
Absolutely, yeah.
Stop by and check it out or give them a call. All right, we'll be back with CBB, Community Bulletin Board, right after we hear from Adele Coe in another installment of
It's easy being green.
You know.
Great, thanks for that wonderful welcome.
We miss you.
Great to be back.
Back.
My name's Adele Quo.
You're back.
Every week I'm back.
You're back.
And here with Joe Tree Frog, our fun little mascot. Fall is football games to many. So anyone notice that the cooler air, the leaves are changing colors outside? Joe Tree Frog is not looking forward to raking the leaves yet. So this week we're still enjoying Mother Nature's brilliant, ever-changing brushwork skills in painting our deciduous trees in a kaleidoscope of vibrant hues. Get outside one afternoon before most of the leaves fall and be on the lookout for our 2 November mystery trees of the month. Our first mystery tree is a real hidden treasure of our very own American woodlands of the eastern U.S. It's an all-around valuable, native, edible fruit tree that fits well in our urban landscapes. It's hardy, nearly disease-free, and can grow in city conditions, and it provides people and wildlife one of the tastiest fruits that ripen in fall. Until the fruit is ripe, though, and it's purplish orange, soft and squishy, biting into an unripe fruit is tart and quite unpleasant. Plant a male and female to produce fruit, and if you have room, why not plant a grove of these to enjoy the sweet treats in fall to make pies, cookies, cakes, and much more. The dried fruit can be made into beer. By the way, our mystery tree is a member of the ebony family, so the wood is heavy, hard, strong, and very close-grained, and it's particularly desirable for golf club heads. Be aware to select our American variety, as there are Asian ones too. Our second mystery tree, is often found growing together with the first one in the wild. It's known for its brilliant display of fall foliage, which turn enchanting shades of yellow, deep orange, scarlet, and purple. Many of us were introduced to this captivating Virginia native tree on hikes as children. I remember searching the colorful fallen leaves for the mitten-shaped leaves among the 3-lobed ones. All parts of the tree are aromatic and spicy, smelling like root beer because, not surprisingly, the roots have been used to make traditional root beer, but now it's banned by the FDA. During a brief period in the early 17th century, when our mystery trees were plentiful, it was the second largest export from the British colonies in North America behind tobacco due to its medicinal qualities and commercially valued bark. So send us your tree ID to adelk.easybeingreen@gmail.com. And remember, it's easy being green, enjoying our mystery trees of November.
I think I know what the first one is.
Don't
Have you-
give it away.
Have you bitten into it?
Well, yeah, I think I have actually had the fruit, and I'm surprised you can make beer out of that.
Well, that's
I've
nice.
heard you can
Good
make
information.
wine, beer, all kinds of liquid
You can
beverages.
you can use it in cookies, cakes, pies, and much more. That sounds like a good
Absolutely.
deal.
Yeah,
But I
good
think I know
little
what that one
treat.
is. But the second one, I'm going to have to do some research on the second one with its mitten-shaped leaves.
I
We'll
used to
see.
chew on the twigs when I was a kid.
Really?
Oh.
The
Yeah.
root beer tree or
Yes,
whatever. Okay,
yes.
well,
that should
thanks.
give it away, actually.
Oh, no, why did you do
Almost.
that, Craig?
Thanks, Adele. We appreciate your EVG segment as always. Here we go. As promised
you.
now, our CBB Community Bulletin Board file. And as promised, a leaf collection update. Last week, we were giving you continuing coverage now, or is that uncoverage? Well, that remains to be seen, of the county's leaf collection schedule. Last week, we reported on Zone 1. Now for Zones 2 and 3. Leaves in Zone 2 will be collected between November 15 and November 17 in the following neighborhoods. Get ready to jot these down there. Should be on your screen as we're reading them. Aurora Highlands, Claremont, Douglas Park, Glebewood, Highland Park / Overly Knolls, Leeway, Overly, Madison Manor, Old Dominion, Penrose, Waverly Hills, and Westover Village. Westover Village. So that's the first part, but wait, there's more. Here's Daniel with more.
Absolutely, Craig. Well, Zone 3 collection is coming up on November the 17th to November the 22nd. And those include Ashton Heights, Barcroft, Bluemont, Cherrydale, and Cherry Valley. Lion Village, Lion Park, Stafford, Albemarle, and Tara Lee Highway Heights. Craig.
All right, and if you think that's exciting, well, here's some more for you leaf collection experts out there. If you think you have exciting stuff, check this out. Zone 4 is not far behind. And if you think that's boring, maybe you should hang around and watch the truck come and suck up all those leaves, and then imagine trying to do it by yourself through a Slurpee or some such device. This puts it in a whole different light, eh? Well, we'll cover Zone 4 in next week's show, since that pickup won't happen until November 22, and that continues through November 28. Daniel, your turn.
Well, Craig, some viewers may see or hear our leaf reports and just say, oh, nuts. Actually, that's the name of the next event. It's a 1-hour exploration for children aged 3 to 5 years about the masters of hide and seek. The kids will learn why squirrels and chipmunks are so busy locating and burying nuts and acorns in the area. There may even be a special visit from an actual chipmunk. A $5 registration is required, and parents are invited to stay and observe. And those with younger siblings may visit the rest of the building during the program. This one is scheduled for Wednesday, November the 15th from 1 to 2 p.m. That's at Long Branch Nature Center at Glen Carlin Park at 625 South Carlin Springs Road in Arlington, Virginia. However, this program will be repeated on November the 16th, 17th, and even on November the 28th. For more information, just give them a call. That's at 703-228-6535. Craig.
All right, Daniel, and also in our CBB file, older children ages 6 to 12 might enjoy an upcoming event about candle making. The kids will learn both old and new methods by actually making their own candles. Since materials will be provided, there's a $5 registration fee. This all happens on Friday, November 17 from 4 to 5:30 in the afternoon at Gulf Branch Nature Center and Park. They're at 3608 North Military Road here in Arlington. For more information, give them a call, 703-228-6535. Daniel.
And Craig, I know you're going to like this next story. Bailalaika is all I have to say.
Bailalaika.
Well, our friends at the Washington Bailalaika Society will be giving a concert here in Arlington. It will be held on Sunday, November the 19th, 3 p.m. Kenmore Performing Arts Center. That's located at 200 South Carlin Springs Road in Arlington, Virginia. Ticket prices are adults $25, seniors $20, students $15. Kids 12 and under, well, you guys are free. Call 240-314-8690.
All right. And that's our CBB, Community Bulletin Board file. We'll be back with news for seniors right after we hear from Denise and her review. Here's Denise.
Signature Theater currently offers David Javerbaum's An Act of God as a hilarious look at God's attempt to tweak his 10 Commandments. Washington's celebrated Tom Story takes center stage at the Arc, Signature Smaller Theater. Although he is joined by Evan Casey and Jamie Smithson as angels Michael and Gabriel, Story delivers line after line of comedic dialogue as if it were a one-man show. Due to a couple of late arrivals and a pesky fly, he also proved his improv skills as he skewered all three with ad-libs that easily lived up to Javerbaum's scripted dialogue. God is ensconced in his heavenly talk show set, designed by Daniel Conway. It has walls painted heavenly blue, accented with puffy clouds, and lots of pure white architectural accents, and some even gilded in gold. It, of course, comes equipped with great audio-visual screens worthy of a deity. Michael and Gabriel join him as he addresses some concerns with the humanity who invoke his name so frequently. He mentions certain problems that he perceives. For instance, he doesn't really care which sports team wins any given game, nor is he impressed when mortals call out his name when they engage in sex acts. This play never crosses the line as crudely as the Book of Mormon. It's not horrific horror, humor, but it is irreverent and edgy and perhaps improper. If you're one to take your Bible study seriously, this is not a comedy for you. But as God took questions from the Ark's audience, he provided an evening of virtual nonstop laughter for them. Director Eleanor Holbridge has directed this cast of three in their celestial gathering. Robert Krogan has costumed all of them in ethereal white suits. God has a textured white evening jacket and a belt buckle with his initial. The angels sport great sets of wings. Michael has a bit of a devilish streak, looks for trouble, and even injures himself. But hark, or maybe lo, God has a first aid kit in heaven. Join this heavenly trio at Signature Theater before November 26th. To err is human, to laugh divine. I'm Denise Pringle. Now back to the news desk.
Okay. Thanks, Denise, and her review of An Act of God. Here we go, as promised now. Our News for Seniors segment. If you pay your bills online or move money between accounts, you'll want to hear from Marcy Anderson from Arlington Federal Credit Union. She'll share a list of important actions to take when conducting online banking. This is a free 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 program. It'll be held on Thursday, November 16 at 1 in the afternoon at Walter Reed Senior Center. They're located at 2909 16th Street South here in Arlington. For more information, details, and to register, call Walter Reed. Number should be on your screen, 703-228-0955. Daniel.
Well, Craig, now on to our next senior story for tonight. Well, a number of defensive forts were built around Washington during the Civil War, and some vestiges can be seen. Hardy seniors can join Ranger Kevin Patty from the National Park Service for a 2-mile hike from Fort Ethan Allen to Fort Marcy. That will take place on Saturday, November the 18th from 10 a.m. to noon. Fort Ethan Allen is located at 3829 North Stafford Street in Arlington, Virginia. Seniors must register by November the 16th by calling 703-228-4403.
And also in News for Seniors, Virginia Attorney Michelle Leith from the Attorney General's office will meet with seniors Friday, November 17 at 10:30 in the morning at Lee Senior Center. She'll discuss how to become a street smart senior by learning about common frauds and general scams and how to thwart them and prevent against them. The address for Lee Senior Center, 5722 Lee Highway here in Arlington. For more information and to register, give them a call. This is a free presentation, so give them a call. Number should be on your screen or in your ear now, 703-228-0555. Daniel.
And Adele, on to our next story for tonight. November is National Native American Heritage Month. Aurora Hills Senior Center is hosting a free performance by members of the Piscataway Nation Singers and Dancers. It will take place on Saturday, November the 18th at 2 p.m., led by Mark Tayak from the Tayak Territory Tribe. The group will provide a live account of Native American culture with an educational and entertaining powwow style event featuring American Indian dance, drum, and of course, song. It all happens at the Aurora Hills Senior Center. That's located at 735 18th Street South in Arlington, Virginia. Just give them a call to register. That's at 703-228-5722.
And finally, a news for seniors. If you would like a complimentary copy of the bi-monthly 55-plus guide produced by Arlington's Office of Senior Adult Programs, OSAP, give them a call at 703-228-4721. The guide lists the events, programs, and activities at all 5 senior centers, along with travel opportunities and transportation options in Arlington for seniors. And we'd also like to thank Judy Masabny of OSAP, Office of Senior Adult Programs, for helping us out and sending us these announcements. Thanks very much, Judy. We appreciate it. And we'll be back with sign-off and bye-bye right after we hear from our Styrofoam mom, Miriam Gennari, and another edition of her Sustainable Scoop. Here's Miriam.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. Well, summer's gone and fall is well underway, even though it doesn't feel like it. But for me, the best time of year is on the way. It's the season of giving. And joining me today is one of the most giving people here in Arlington County. It's Mark Riley, and he is heading up this year's Turkey Trot. Welcome, Mark.
Thanks, Miriam. I appreciate being here. It's my 5th year with the Turkey Trot, and each year is just as great as the last.
And it's probably the backbone or the heart of Arlington County, an event that brings everybody together. And when I say everybody, we're talking like over 3,000 people who are running the day of Thanksgiving when they could be just sitting around waiting with forks in hand, but they're out raising money for some of the best organizations and nonprofits we have in the county. So can you tell me who the Turkey Trot benefits?
Turkey Trot has been around since 2006. We have this year 6 beneficiaries. We have AFAC, the Arlington Food Assistance Center, ASPAN, the Arlington Street People's Assistance Network. We have Arlington Thrive, we have Bridges to Independence, and we have Offender Aid and Restoration, OAR, and Young Life of South Arlington. And we expect, hopefully, to raise about $100,000 again this year.
$100,000 in one day. Now, I know that's saying I know there's a lot of preparation and you have a lot of volunteers. So maybe let's just take a moment and talk about how the volunteers come together to make this event happen.
The volunteers come together because the volunteers love to volunteer and they love the Turkey Trot. So for me, it's pretty easy each year in that I go back to the very people that volunteered the year before and ask them, do you want to volunteer again? And typically 60 to 70% of the previous year's volunteers want to volunteer again.
So you're providing an opportunity to volunteer, but I believe that you're providing something more. This is really the kickoff to a season that isn't so much about giving anymore. So how do you think that this kind of primes the pump to have the right attitude for what is the holiday season?
I think it primes the pump because people that are part of the trot and have been part of the trot for many, many years, they love being a part of it because it's tradition, because they're having fun, and because of the beneficiary component. They know that underlying everything else, including the fun and the trotting and the tradition, that they're helping others, and they just really look forward to it every single year. We've had people that are running it 12 years in a row now, starting in 2006. They just keep coming back over and over and over again.
And all ages, too, right?
All ages from, babies in the stroller all the way up to folks perhaps as old as 90. I think we've had a couple of 90-plus people over the years, and they just, they can't get enough of it.
We have some pretty active seniors here in Arlington.
Yes, we do.
Olympians, in fact.
That's right. That's right. They love being a part of it. They want to be there that morning. They want to be trotting. They don't want to be at home in bed unless it's really cold, like it was in 2013. It was 17 degrees at start time. That was a little cold.
But people came out anyway.
They did come out. We had 75% of the people who registered in 2013, 75% actually showed up.
Yeah, so it really doesn't matter. And not to mention, it's going to take a lot of trotting to work off all that pie and stuffing.
That's right.
Right? So you got to be prepared.
That's right.
But now let's just talk about the sense of giving and the need to be involved in positive and emotionally connective opportunities with your neighbors in this day and age. Why is that so important, do you believe?
I think that in the era that we're in, we have really lost to a large degree that connection, one person to another, one neighbor to another. Technology, I think, has kind of overwhelmed to some degree the notion of touch, of being able to reach out and touch a friend, to touch a neighbor, to knock on their door, to pick up the telephone. And I think the trot is one of those face-to-face opportunities where people get to see their friends, they get to see their neighbors, they bring kids from one family to another, all together on that day, and they're also running the course past many of the people that they know along Pershing and Washington Boulevard. And that's something that I think people really are excited about. I have a friend who has been a course marshal for 2 years, and she is so excited to be a course marshal every year now because she said that she can't get over how much joy there is with the people who are running past her these past couple of years.
It's so important to know who your neighbors are and to be mutually invested in one another. And, like you said, there are a lot of things that divide us, but the Turkey Trot and also the fact that Arlington is so concerned about their neighbors, they're just looking for vehicles, ways in which they can connect and help. And this is something that you believe very strongly in through work that you do throughout the year with
That's
other
right.
organizations. Tell me about that.
Well, I should just kind of look back a little bit first. I used to work for the Child Welfare League of America, and I was the regional director for about 20 years with over a 14-state area, helping vulnerable families who were in trouble in all kinds of ways, and how we could help support those families, from one agency, one neighborhood, one state, agency at a time. And as time has gone on, I have really felt the need to continue working with those nonprofits here in Arlington. And so over the last 40 years, I kind of made it my business to get to know people, really well, and to knock on their doors. Like I used to knock on doors when I was little. My mother used to send me out the door and say, okay, it's time for you to go outside and play, find somebody to play with, find something to do.
That's a far cry from how parents do it today,
I know.
right?
I'm still doing it.
I want to thank Mark Riley of the Turkey Trot and everyone watching today. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. I'm Miriam Gennari with the Arlington Weekly News. That's the Sustainable Scoop. Back to the news desk.
All right, thanks, Miriam Gennari. Another installment of Sustainable Scoop. We appreciate it, and that's it. We got to go. I'm late for a very important date. Thanks for watching this announcement and this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. Oh, over here. Anyway, next week, if you're there, we'll be here. Have a safe week. Bye-bye.